welcome to Smoko with AFI. I'm here with Kate. Kate, the stress is over. Conference is finished, last couple of days, Digital Farmers. I've had a great time. Highlight for you?
Oh look, just seeing the whole group of everyone come together from agriculture, all different walks of life, all different backgrounds. I'd say that agriculture's in pretty safe hands, so.
I thought one of the highlights for me was actually the very last talk of the conference,
yes.
where we had a fascinating insight into the future of the consumer that we're dealing with in China, the platforms that they're working on, from James Hutchinson and Tyler Yeh, who export Australian fine foods into China on digital platforms. Really wrapped up the conference nicely in terms of potentially how disruptive the technology is going to be and how it's going to challenge what we know as agriculture.
Really, really impressive. Two very impressive people, and also Lara Ladyman, and God, the list goes on of people that we were so impressed with, and we just really like to thank everyone that supported us, and especially all of our staff and everyone that contributed. It's been a real pleasure.
So we've got some snippets from some of the presenters and participants at the conference. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Kate Devitt. I was on the Farmers panel this morning at the Digital Farmers Conference with the Australian Farm Institute.
And I was there as well. I'm Emma Leonard, and I'm involved with looking at overcoming barriers to digital agriculture. So that was a key theme we were talking about this morning. I'd like to argue that we shouldn't create the barriers in the first place. So I liked your example of the robotic vacuum cleaner that they just explain maybe how they decided how to price that.
Yeah, so the guy that invented the robotic vacuum cleaner, the Roomba that you've probably all heard about, he didn't start off by asking consumers, what do you want out of a robotic vacuum cleaner? Or indeed, tell us more about your domestic robot requirements. Instead, he started with a simple question that he went into malls and asked people, which was, what is the most amount of money you can spend in a single purchase without getting permission from your spouse? And that single question yielded him the answer, $200. And from that one constraint, backwards engineered the Roomba robot. And of course, it's had consumer uptake because they met the market where it was. And the market didn't discover that that's what they wanted until after the product had been invented. And that's one of the pushes and shoves here with AgTech and adoption, is that sometimes you want to go to consumers to ask them what they want, but actually consumers often don't know what they want, or they're very hostile to ideas in the abstract. And so the principle of designing with, not for, is really pivotal, which is to work with farmers in situ, on farm, and see the real hurdles that occur. Because what happens a lot of the time is someone makes a robot, takes it to the farm, and then, oh, look, the rows are too wide for the tractor. It's like, well, why didn't you build a tractor that can change width? It's probably not that hard to make that, but instead you've gone in your little lab in your university and made a product, and it's not going to work on farm.
So that's the beauty of part of this conference, is we're bringing together people from farms, people from AgTech, people from research all together, but also it's also showing that there's a much bigger mismatch out there in the community, and it's come up several times, hasn't it? How can we actually get the technology developers and farmers talking together? So it's a little challenge for AFI maybe to overcome.
Yeah, challenge for AFI, challenge for the RDCs, but I think a lot of the participants at the conference are very inspiring because they come from a lot of the organisations around Australia, and their role in those organisations is to make things better for rural communities. And so by us all getting together and talking, and often having a coherent message, but coming from different places.
Seen a lot of themes coming through, haven't we?
So I actually had
education, digital literacy.
I had a bloke come see me from the Victorian government, and he's working in regional Victoria on some form of connecting communities project. And he said, what you talked about, well, we're doing something like that in Victoria. And so for him, it was quite validating to hear me mention that this is probably important, but for me it was very validating to know that someone out there in the real world was doing something I was previously unaware of. So I've immediately written down his website, and I've probably tweeted it already, to look back at later, and then to add that to my understanding and knowledge moving forward as well.
So it's a lot of good networking.
Yeah.
You go, man.
Oh well, I'll start. I guess I can see farm workers are going to have still a fairly founding or grounded skill set in general agriculture. They need to have that knowledge about the production cycles and the markets. But I think they're going to have that integration around the value and use of data and technology. I think that's going to be a big thing. And I think for it to be successful, it has to be intuitive. So, you know, you take our Netflix example where we didn't have a precision Netflix officer going from town to town teaching us how to use something, you know, like Netflix. It's someone's come up with an idea, adapt it to something you already know how to do, sit on the lounge and watch a bit of telly. And when it's that simple, it's really easy to integrate. So.
Yeah. I have a particular hate for Netflix though, because when my kids come home and use all my data.
Yes, well, that's
Okay, and I don't have unlimited data in the bush. We only have a extra like 20 gigs or whatever it is. So they get Netflix on, and all of a sudden we've got no data left. Can't even send an email by the time they watch Netflix. I reckon they'll be better trained, better educated. Like all of our staff now have either been to Marcus Oldham or have a university degree, and you know they want to learn the ropes of business, and they want to move up into management. And most likely, we're trying to offer as many opportunities in our business as possible. But probably the big risk is that they're going to go somewhere else with time. I think the other thing with our staff is that we employ the person first. We can train them whichever way, well, predominantly whichever way you want them to be. But we really like good people. That's what we focus on. And the beauty of it is that they're getting cleverer. They're better connected too with social media that we're just talking about. They all talk to each other. They're all in these bloody Snapchat groups and WhatsApp groups, all talking about what they're doing. So it's and they're keen. They're really keen to help. And they work with us, not for us. I think that'll become even more relevant in the future.
We're just hanging out, you and me.
So is that alright? Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, yeah.
So
selfie.